Alrighty. Now you can buy a thrusting tip if you want to. Those are available online. Just do SCA thrusting tip for sale. Do a search. And you'll find that there are merchants that sell them. I don't particularly like them because they are made out of vacuum formed rubber, which means this edge here is extra thick, which means it doesn't compress quite as much. Other folks say that it works just fine, and of course I've been hit by them and not really minded, but letter of the rules says that it needs to have even compression. Alright, someday I will figure out what that little rolling noise is that happens in my recorder. Let's see if I can get rid of it. But odds are you haven't really noticed it. Anyway. Alright. So now we have strength going this way and some going this way, which is more than enough. The only problem is you see this edge right here. Well, you probably can't see that edge. This edge right here and this edge right here cause a lot of shearing in this direction and this direction, because as you try to hit an opponent, if you hit them with the tip, all the pressure will go into here. Even if you hit them with parts of the rattan, you'll cause compression going this way and then flex back, which will eventually cut this edge and this edge. You can put a piece of strap over here, as long as it's wide enough and soft enough that it doesn't cause an obvious ridge. Or you can just add more tape later. With the big thrusting tip like this on a big piece of rattan, odds are it won't make a difference. Alright, so what are we going to do next? We're going to skin this, put edging on it, put the tip on, well, put the tape for the tip on. It's amazing. They used to have to be this thick. Alright. So, skinning the sword. Today we're going to make a white sword. And since this is supposed to have some mass anyway, I'm not going to have a problem using the gaffer's tape in abundance. Alright. Now because I'm using a used piece of rattan, I can still see where my old edge was. And sort of kind of butt this up to there. Do the same thing on the other side. We want to put this on fairly snug. Because having big gobs and wrinkles, it's going to get those anyway, but having big gobs and wrinkles as you go makes it ugly to begin with. It'll get ugly enough already. Alright, so I could overlap that, or I could be a smarty and cut this down in half. Let's see if we can get this down right. Alright, that should do it. And voila! hang that piece off the table. And, oh, this is probably just a little thin. See if the other piece is thicker. And I know it isn't. That's okay. That's close enough. This side, however, there is no way in hell this is reaching. That's fine. So we'll make it a little bit thicker here. Edge. So what am I doing here? Well, I don't want to see big jagged edges of tape, and this holds the ends a little bit nicely. Next step, I like to use red for my edging. And try this again. A little extra is not a problem here. After all, it's duct tape and it's cheap. This is in fact fairly thin duct tape. Go. One edge. Put the extra up here. No, I'm not that anal. I'm not going to go and make sure this tiny little piece of white is covered. Especially considering my gauntlet will probably rub on that anyway, and we will no longer have that problem in the future because it will go away. Alright, so this side, oh look, this is a little bit too thin. Should have kept that thicker piece. Oh well. The joy of duct tape is that it is, yes indeed, very cheap, and I can double it up as needed. There we go. Enjoy my calic. Goes there. That's all garbage. And what the hay. That on smoothly. A little bit over the tip.